Hi, I'm homosexual Brian Safi.
And I'm feminasty Erin Gibson, and this is Throwing Shade, where we take a weekly look at all the issues important to ladies
And gays.
and treat them with much less respect than they deserve.
I heard a rumor
Yeah.
that Bananarama is back together.
I don't think that's who sings it.
No, I think it is.
Oh, it is?
Maybe.
You are doing another eating disorder
No,
this week.
it's called a cleanse.
It's called, yeah. If you don't eat food for more than 3 days, more than twice a month, that's called a cleanse. That's not called an eating disorder.
It's a pure juice cleanse. I get my kale, I get my spinach, I get my carrots, I get, whatever it is, apples, oranges, mangoes, avocado cleanse, anything. You can juice anything these days.
You can.
When I was in college, I had a friend who would do anything to get out of writing a paper, like do anything. And she used to pretend to put a paper in like the teacher's mailbox where like the teacher would be like, drop it off in my mailbox by this time. She'd pretend to put one in and then she would grab like 8 papers out.
So she thought someone would think a crime happened?
Yeah.
I had a story, but no, it's fine. You can keep talking. When I was in high
ahead.
school, I worked in the attendance office. Our school was so big that we had like very specific offices. So
Yeah.
I worked in the attendance office, but I was a straight A student, but I also had like a bad side.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I stole a pad of get out of class cards.
That can't be what they were called.
They were like get out of class cards.
Get out of class. Was it OUTTA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sassy. A lot of apostrophes.
Yeah, Joker font.
Yeah, a lot of Joker font. But I knew how to recreate them, so because they was just green paper, just printed on green paper. So I like stole a pad, went to the copy room, replaced the pad, but then had it, and all I did was get this guy Zach Dworzik out of class so we could walk the halls together because I was in love with him, and I ended up going to prom with him because I was like it was the only goal I've ever set in my life and actually achieved. And we went to prom together, and I watched him make out with another girl in front of me.
I did the same thing on my prom.
You made out with another girl?
No, other way around. I took a girl, which fine. I mean, was I going to make out with her? Probably not. The only thing I'd done with this girl before was watch Bullets Over Broadway, the Woody Allen movie, with her in her home. So then I asked her to prom. So we went, and then she made out with a guy who had like 2 initials. He was like Texas cowboy, like JD kind of thing.
JD Slim?
Exactly. And he like dipped.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
cool.
And she made out with him like in front of mine own eyes. And I say it
were you
old fashioned
even
because it was
sad?
so shocking. I thought, you know what? It was less that I was sad and more like I felt like I had been stabbed in the back.
So it was more like a passion style betrayal.
Exactly. It was. I felt betrayal.
Even though you didn't care and you didn't have any feelings for this girl.
No, I felt totally betrayed. I
so
really did.
if she had asked your permission to make out with him, would you have felt better about it?
If she'd curtsied.
Brian, we all know that the only true Thor is post Full Metal Jacket Vincent D'Onofrio in Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, that was Vincent D'Onofrio?
Did you not know that?
No.
That's Vincent D'Onofrio.
My favorite catchphrase is Thor's catchphrase. You are the winner, or whatever. I don't watch sports,
yeah.
and I don't do movies like that.
You don't do any. So do you do the new?
Catch the wave? Is that it?
Yeah, Catch the Wave is from the Marvel Comics Thor.
Girl suffer. Look at my hat. Is that another one?
That's definitely absolutely Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that Thor because every once in a while, like besides Vincent D'Onofrio Thor,
Blows my mind.
Can you believe it?
I can't.
There comes along every once in a while like a lesser Thor, and it has happened. I'm talking about University of Texas student body president Thor Lund.
Hook 'em.
Yeah. So Thor knows a lot about women. He knows so much about women that he's going to write a 5,127 word blog about ladies on his personal website.
I was hoping it'd be pages. I haven't read a good 5,000 page book since the Bible.
This post went up this week. It is one of the most brilliant breakdowns of man knowing women, the knowledge that he's gained that I've ever read in my entire life. And you know how all 21-year-olds know exactly everything about women?
Oh yeah, no one gets a woman like a guy who is for the first time drinking legally.
Yeah, or a guy who shares a room with another dude.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So he wrote this huge blog post about everything he knows about women. So I'm just going to read a couple excerpts from it.
Great.
Just so you and I both can learn something today about women.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we don't know enough.
Nothing.
And we can definitely learn from a guy wearing Red Wings, I think.
Absolutely.
Here's one. it's about getting a woman naked and finding out how to get some honesty from her. Quote, if you can get a girl over to your place and somehow manage to have her take her clothes off, she will be truthful with you.
Well, it is true.
That's gospel as far as I'm concerned.
The best way to get a woman to speak the truth is to lie to her and to manipulate her into a situation. They just come clean with everything.
But then he makes another point. Quote, girls are lying all day long. So I don't know how you can make a blanket statement like that when you just said if they don't have their clothes on that they're telling the truth. But let's just go with him and give him the
lying down. Oh, whoa,
lying.
Like lying.
They're lying all day long.
They lie down on floors and couches all day long. If you're in a Sofia Coppola movie.
Yeah, exactly. He said they lie about their feelings, their weight, how much cardio they did. Which, by the way, busted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You are so busted right now.
And he also says that that women lie about what they think of their best friend's oversized purse. And I can't even tell you.
What on earth?
He knows women.
Yeah.
He knows women and he knows our purses.
Yeah. I got a question. What do ladies keep in those purses? That's part of...
You should put that in your stand-up routine.
I do. It's in it.
So the next one is all about women and how clean they are and making sure that you don't fuck something dirty. Quote, because the toes tell all. If her feet are pretty and her nails are painted, and then you can assume the rest of her body is well groomed and cleaned. If she has gross feet, then chances are she has a gross you-know-what. Pussy. Yeah. So he's just got it. And remember that this quote, the single greatest feeling in the whole world is making your mother proud. So whatever decision you're going to make today, make sure your mom approves. And I think as a mother, if I was Thor's mom, I'd be proud of every single thing he wrote in this.
Well, as a parent, I do have to say that I am extremely impressed.
Wait, are you his dad?
No, I'm not his dad, but I could be because I do. I've
Did you do a lot of sperm donating?
A lot of sperm donating. Absolutely, I do.
You done your sperm to people.
Yep, and I usually do it while I'm watching Under the Dome. I call it the Dome, which is funny.
Well, I have to say one last thing about Thor. That I would love to get him on the phone if he wants to ask me anything that maybe he missed about women, like the fact that, sometimes we're smart or sometimes we're like fun to be around or that we can actually like be friends and cool
Erin,
and hang out
this guy's 21. He's not calling anyone. He's texting. Okay? Erin, did you go to the doctor and get that thing checked out that I was telling you to get checked out?
My nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said I needed to get a nose job. He agreed with you.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Well, I did talk to him before that, and I said, listen, no matter what you do, I am in with a gang of thieves. I have a lot of friends who are in gangs, and if you don't tell her that she needs to get a nose job,
you're gonna have a gang attack me?
Yeah. So I was planning on have you killed. No, I love your nose.
You were planning on have me killed?
I was planning on have you killed.
Yeah.
That's my street slang.
Oh,
do you know what I
okay.
mean? That's like the way our gang
You
talks.
just leave out all subjects.
Someone once told me that in order to make sure that a gang doesn't do a drive-by at your house, and I believed them, when you hear them coming up, and I don't know how you do, but when
you just listen for cars.
When you hear the gang drive up, you have to run out of your house and go like this in front of your lawn.
What does that mean?
It means...
You just point at the ground?
Yeah.
That's a body or is that your finger?
No, my finger. You just run outside and you point all over the ground, and apparently that means like, okay, we're not going to shoot this house out.
Who told you that?
I think her name was Melinda. A new study came out, and anytime someone says a new study came out, it can only be exciting news.
I love studies because, I think researchers spend a lot of time and money on very important things, and I hope it's going to be one. This is going to be actually true in this case.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we'll see. Actually, this is kind of a toss-up.
Oh, this is both new to us.
This is both new to us.
You're just reading this blind.
I've never seen this in my life. I found these outside my door. There was a man dressed as a husky, the dog.
Yeah.
And I opened my door this morning, and there was a man standing there with a husky, and he presented me with these cards. And in my head, I thought, I know what I must do. I can't read these now. This is clearly a sign that I'm supposed to do this on Throwing Shade Today.
Well, the first thing I would think is, am I awake right now? Second question, am I on drugs? But this is all real.
Yeah, all real, yeah. And so then I threw him a bone, and then he ran and got it, and then I never saw him but again.
That happened today, so we'll just give it some time.
That's true. He might show up again.
So he sent you this. He gave you these cards with some Google printouts on it.
Yes,
yeah,
this card.
About a study.
So a new study says that most doctors believe that medical records should always include the patient's sexual orientation.
All the doctors.
All the doctors.
They quizzed all the doctors.
Well, yeah, mainly just the one who was on The Bachelor and Dr. Oz and Neil
So just
Patrick
two
Harris
doctors.
and Neil
So
Patrick
yeah,
Harris.
Dr. Doogie
and Neil
Howser.
Patrick Harris. Yeah. Anyway, this new study says that medical records should include a patient's sexual orientation. Without that information, the study says, medical groups will not be able to recognize disparities in care based on sexual orientation and then take the right steps to correct them. So
Well, why
this
can't
is
you just
all-
do that anyway?
Well,
Why do you have to put it in your records?
I don't. First of all, I never love too many things. I'm very proud to be gay. I love it. I don't really like on official records and stuff like that. It makes me nervous to write that kind of stuff down. I don't feel like we still live in a day and age where like everyone is cool with such a thing, especially when it's on like a permanent record of yours. And even when you go in for like HIV screenings, you can't get them through your doctor. Maybe not with Obamacare, it's different, but you can't get them through your doctor because then that's reported and you're considered a risk. So your health insurance, especially if you're a gay man, your health insurance skyrockets because they think you're risky that you got a test. I guess this study said that data shows that lesbians are less likely to get screened.
Data, the guy from Star Trek?
Yes. So it says that lesbians are less likely to get screened for cervical cancer. And that
Why?
I don't know. And that there is
Because they're not getting pounded?
I guess because they're not getting
But they are getting
But
pounded.
they are, yeah. And that there's
sometimes this deep.
the study also noted that there's a higher incidence of mental health issues related to stress among LGBT patients. So I kind of get that. And that is true that like compared to the rest of the population, LGBT patients are generally more depressed.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a fucking mess. More anxious.
Every day you walk in here, I have to remove the noose from your neck.
It's true. I do drive with a noose.
Yeah.
It's true. So anyway, there are obviously like gay men in America are at a higher risk for HIV. That is a
Yes.
fact. So it probably is helpful if your doctor knows that you're gay for him to say like, have you been, it's been 6 months since you had your test. Like maybe we should do that again.
So it would be helpful to know because your fuck choice.
Right.
That will determine
That's
like
my-
what you're at risk at.
That's
for.
right.
You're at risk for. I could say sentences.
When I go to the doctor, the first thing I say is I'm gay and that's my fuck choice. And that's my you know what I mean? And I have that on my business
Loud
card.
and proud.
Yeah, I have it on and it's my signature on my email. You know what I mean?
So people know if there's a misspelling, it's because of your fuck choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'll say like, hey mom, sorry I missed your call last night. Love, Brian. I'm gay and this is my fuck choice. She loves that. I guess the point of this particular study was saying, most clinicians don't ask questions about GLBT topics. Many are uncomfortable discussing sex with patients, which I do believe is true. And gathering data on sexual and gender identity, the study says, will improve our understanding of these disparities and help improve clinicians' conversations with patients about LGBT issues. So they're coming at it from the point of view of like, we want to help doctors feel comfortable and understand the patients that they're dealing with so that they can best advise them and make sure they're checking everything out. Because I promise you, for instance, and I can only speak as a gay man, but I doubt a straight 25-year-old dude is going to go into a doctor and the doctor's going to say, you need an HIV test. It's probably not going to happen.
Why not?
It just probably isn't. That's because it's the least likely person to get that.
If he's Thor, it might be possible.
Probably with
Thor's got
Thor.
its dick in a lot of pots.
It's true. I think probably the study they need to do is to do a fucking poll and say, do gay and lesbian patients want to be identified on their doctor's records?
And also, what are the pros and cons of doing so?
Yeah.
If the cons outweigh the pros, you can't pro it. You got to con it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to watch Con Air.
You have to watch Con Air, especially because Nicholas, first of all, the Bob that he's doing in Con Air,
Yeah.
really, in my head, really is sort of like a testament to the power of hair and really what a prisoner can do with a weave if he really puts his mind to it.